You're watching NBC Sports.
Expect anything different? Federer stands alone. First to win 6 Super Bowls.
Every year on a Saturday in early August, across the river from Manhattan, in the shadow of Giant Stadium, the world of harness racing holds its most prestigious event, the Hambletonian. Once again, the best trotters have come to the Meadowlands for a shot at their sport's top prize. And this year, the overwhelming favorite is a horse named Muscle Hill, vying to become the 3rd freshman champion in as many years to capture the big race, following in the recent hoofsteps of Donato Hanover.
It's the Donato-tonian, 13th round.
And Dewey Cheatham and Howe.
Dewey does it! Devastating Dewey, undefeated.
Today, Muscle Hill bids for his 13th straight victory. But in his way, 9 other standardbreds trying to pull the upset. The 84th edition of the Hamiltonian is next. NBC Sports presents the Hambletonian. The famous skyline of New York City provides a regal backdrop for this palace of harness racing in New Jersey, the Meadowlands. And amidst this cityscape, a country fair feeling in keeping with the grassroots origin of the sport. As the anticipation for fans young and old build to see which trotter will have his career-defining moment, adding his name to the list of Hambletonian winners. And the world's richest harness race, even richer now, a record purse of over $1.5 million. And the 3-year-olds will be trotting over a lightning-fast track. We have already seen a world record tied here early today. It's kind of that sneaky sunburn weather, a little cloudy, but 83 degrees, a beautiful afternoon here in the New York area. Hello everyone, I'm Kenny Rice. Welcome to the Hambletonian, named for the great 19th century racehorse and stallion so influential he is considered the father of the American trotter. The standard has been high for this race, and for a precious few, it has been their step to solidifying greatness. Will we see that today with Muscle Hill? He is the overwhelming choice to duplicate recent history. 11 years ago, his father won this race. The fans think so. He is still the odds-on favorite. Explosive Matter 5-1, Federal Flex is 8-1, and everyone else just about is a long shot, a long shot in this race. So good is Muscle Hill, and so good he has been in this last year and a half. We talk about the rich history of this race. Gary Seibel has covered the Hamiltonian 18 straight years. Gary, another streak going on right now. The last 2 years we've seen the freshman trotter of the year come back at 3 and win the Hambo. Is Muscle Hill up to the task?
In a word, Kenny, yes. In my mind, no question about it. He is the defending 2-year-old trotting colt champion. Came back this year, 2009. He is 4 for 4. They have not found the bottom of this horse yet. Driver Brian Sears says the horse is still waiting for him to call on him. And the way they're going today, some extremely fast miles, it wouldn't surprise me if we see a record from Muscle Hill. He is the horse to beat, no question about it, but as trainer Greg Peck says in the movies, you know, the guy's always going to get the girl. They have to run these races to make sure that the winner is legit.
And Greg Peck has certainly been a man that has approached this cautiously optimistic. He knows that there are 9 other challengers, maybe 2 or 3 that are really considered strong challengers. Who would be the top challenger, you think?
Well, even though Muscle Hill is obviously the horse to beat, the king of the hill, this one here, Explosive Matter. Actually, he has been chasing Muscle Hill, did so in the Breeders' Crown last year to close out their 2-year-old seasons, but did win his Hamiltonian elimination in the same time as Muscle Hill, 152-3. He looked extremely impressive. I spoke to driver Ron Pierce earlier. He thinks his horse has a huge shot today.
This is the huge trotting day of the year in the sport. We will see the Hambletonian later, but coming up in a matter of minutes, 3-year-old filly trotters will be showcased in the Hamiltonian Oaks. And right now, Elusive Desire and Raising Rachel, virtual co-favorites, they have been going back and forth in the wagering here for about the last hour. A field of 9. I Wanted Wings has been scratched. Number 9, Honorable Daughter at 7-1. That was last year's 2-year-old filly champ.
Well, rightfully so that Elusive Desire and Raising Rachel, Kenny, are on the board now pretty much even at 5-2 apiece. Honorable Daughter, as you mentioned, the 2-year-old filly trotting champion, really hasn't come back the same as she was at 2. She's had some issues this year, but John Campbell, who drove Elusive Desire in the Hambletonian Oaks elimination, has decided that loyalty counts a lot for him. He has gone back to the connections from Honorable Daughter because he was her regular pilot last year.
And this is a race that's certainly different from the Hambletonian, not because it's the 3-year-old filly trotters, but again, this is kind of a wide open race. At least 2 or 3 would have a choice. There is Honorable Daughter we were talking about, last year's champ. And now, with more on the Oaks, let's go to the paddock now and Ken Warkentin. Ken.
Well, thanks, guys. The road to the Hamiltonian Oaks today certainly goes through the horse on the rail, Elusive Desire, with her speed. She's drawn the rail, and that's going to give her a distinct advantage. I was hoping to get some value here on my best bet of the day, the 2 Raising Rachel, who won her elimination in aggressive style with Jack Moiseyev. She was coming off some sickness, and she went by a very good filly in Honorable Daughter. She has a big chance to work out a perfect trip today. Jack Moiseyev knows his way around the racetrack here, a champion driver here for many years. He's from New Jersey. He won the title here in 1982. I'm going to add some value to my exacta here, number 7, Margarita Mama. She's a very consistent filly. She loves this racetrack. She's already won 2 major stakes here this meet. She loves the long stretch, and she can capitalize on a hot pace. I think we're going to have that today. Her trainer, Jan Janssen, has won this a record 6 times, and there's Ron Pierce. He's won it 3 times. For more on the track, here's another member of our team today, Donna Brothers.
Thank you, Ken. Well, earlier Gary Seibel was talking about how John Campbell had a choice between driving the morning line favorite Elusive Desire or the horse that sort of ran a subpar race last time out, the 9 Honorable Daughter. I talked to John Campbell about that decision, and he said that she had some respiratory problems in her Hambo Oaks elimination, and he really believes that she tried a subpar race in there and believes that she's going to come back with a much better performance today. I wanted to mention the 5 Moonlight Chronos. This is a horse that came from Sweden, has had 1 start here in the United States, but has been quarantined since she's been in the United States. She trains by herself. Every single morning, comes out here at about 11:30 a.m., but I don't think it's going to affect her because I think it's pretty nice that she's had the whole track to herself, and now that she's been out here with all the other horses, it doesn't seem to bother her at all, Kenny.
And Donna, Moonlight Chronos right now, the 4th choice at 9-2. Elusive Desire at 2-1 is a slight choice now over Raising Rachel at 5-2. As we have a final check of the tote board out there, and a couple $1,000s more coming in on Elusive Desire at this time. So riding that win streak, she the slight edge over Raising Rachel in what is expected to be a very close, interesting, and entertaining Hambletonian Oaks. As always, this is a race that generally has turned out more upsets than the Hambletonian.
Well, Kenny, you know, the price on both Elusive Desire and Raising Rachel, if you like one or both, not bad right now, but I'm going to look for a little bit more value here. Another one of the fillies that won her Hambletonian Oaks elimination, and that was the very impressive Broadway Schooner for Arlene and Jules Siegel. It is a homebred for them, for trainer Jim Campbell, who won the Hamiltonian in 1995 with his brother John driving with the horse by the name of Tagliabue. Broadway Schooner has Brian Sears. Sears drove her in her elimination, and she won by better than 6. And he's having a big day so far, is Sears. He's already got 3 wins on the card. I think she's got a big chance, and right now she's on the board at 5-1.
Elusive Desire now 9-5, trying to make it 6 in a row and capture the Hambletonian Oaks. As the 3-year-old trotting fillies make their way, there's the favorite right now, Elusive Desire. Talked about the win streak that she's been on, and everything seems to be going in place for her at the moment.
Well, a lot of her domination took place north of the border, Kenny, at Mohawk, and she came down and showed, in fact, that she loved the Meadowlands racing strip and went in 153-2 for 3-year-old filly trotters. That is moving some, and right now you can see that Elusive Desire has in fact regained the favorites role.
Okay to play. The 3-horse at 10-1 has won only once this year, but that was in the elimination. And now the horses approaching the gate. Again, the favorites, the 1 and 2, Elusive Desire and Raising Rachel, as we get ready for the Hambletonian Oaks here to kick off this big day of racing at the Meadowlands. And let's go upstairs now to Sam McKee with the call.
And the starting gate is rolling, and the theme for the Hambletonian Oaks could be "Oh Canada." Top 2 fillies in Ontario, Elusive Desire and Raising Rachel starting side by side after impressive elimination wins. They renew their rivalry this afternoon on American soil. It's post time for the Hamiltonian Oaks, a field of 9 3-year-old trotting fillies lined up, and they're approaching the start. And they're off, and Honorable Daughter goes off stride. Honorable Daughter jumped it off when trying to leave from the outside, so Elusive Desire moves out at the rail to grab command, and Raising Rachel backs off to settle right in behind her. Okay to Play is pressing on the outside from third, and then it's 2 lengths to Broadway Schooner. Timeless Winner 2, also a first turn breaker. Moonlight Chronos, the Swedish filly, came away in 5th. She's about 6 lengths from the lead right now. Then 2 more lengths to Jersey Oz, followed by Margarita Mama. Honorable Daughter on a wild gallop, the quarter in 28 seconds flat, and Timeless Winner 2 trails the field as they head onto the backstretch, and Dan Dubé puts Okay to Play on the lead. She's 2 lengths clear. Elusive Desire tracks in the pocket spot second, and Raising Rachel watching the action third, and Paul McDonnell makes a move. Elusive Desire out from second, and now she thinks better of it and backs off to drop back in as Okay to Play is committed to the lead, nearing the half-mile marker. Raising Rachel loving this action in front of her. Broadway Schooner is patient in 4th. Moonlight Chronos waiting for her to go 5th. 55 and 4, 27 and 4 in that second quarter. Margarita Mama sneaks up the rail for Pierce, taking the short route, and Jersey Oz is stacked up toward the outside, and Broadway Schooner is wheeled to the outside. First over with 3/8 to go. She's 3.5 lengths from the lead, with Moonlight Chronos tracking her cover, so it's Okay to Play coming to the 3-quarter marker. Elusive Desire right there in second and starting to edge. Raising Rachel on the inside, and Broadway Schooner is coming on the outside. 3 quarters in 1:25 and 1. Okay to Play at the top of the stretch in front. Broadway Schooner looking to track her down on the outside. Jersey Oz is in with a shot on the far outside. Margarita Mama coming as well. It's Broadway Schooner with 1/8 of a mile to go. Margarita Mama is second. Then Jersey Oz diving to the inside. Raising Rachel. Broadway Schooner up on the outside. Margarita Mama and Raising Rachel between them. A wild finish in the Oaks. Raising Rachel very tight. Raising Rachel and Broadway Schooner hit the wire together. 154 flat.
What a finish to this year's Hambletonian Oaks, one they will be talking about for several years.
Kenny, a lot of strategy going on in that race. First of all, Okay to Play, who won her Hamiltonian Elimination Oaks on the front end, went right to the lead again for Dan Dubé. She's got speed. Dubé put her on the lead, saying, "Catch me if you can." She finally gives way. Raising Rachel, Elusive Desire there as well. And Elusive Desire for Paul McDonnell, thinking of coming out a little bit earlier, thought better of that, saddle on the inside. That might have paid off for her with a closer finish in here. And the 4 Broadway Schooner, very, very game, but she had to come first over, the first horse on the outside. And Raising Rachel may in fact have picked up the pieces here from a quick tempo for driver Jack Moisea.
In the final strides, it appears it is Raising Rachel. Still waiting for the official word, but let's go to the track now with Donna Brothers. Donna. As Donna waits with us.
Let me see if I can get you to just slow down just a little bit, but it looks like you did win your first Hambletonian Oaks. Very, very close finish. Did you think you won it?
Not sure.
No, stop.
Jack, they're calling you the winner.
Huh? First Hamiltonian Oaks. I'm real excited. Win the Hambo one time, but never the Oaks, and thanks to John Copus, I win the Oaks.
Tell me about your trip. Obviously, it wasn't an easy one with such a close finish.
No, I was second.
Oh, no, I'm sorry about that, Jack. Guys, wrong one.
Well, Donna, it just happened. It just happened about the time you were going over, and it did appear from our angle on our video that it was Raising Rachel, but it was instead Brian Sears with Broadway Schooner nipping Raising Rachel at the finish. That close to decide this edition of the Hambletonian Oaks. A wild photo finish between 3 horses, and it is Broadway Schooner, the number 4, that just inches in front of number 2, Raising Rachel. We'll talk more about this when we come back on Hambletonian Day.
Tired of lugging out your heavy, bulky pressure cleaner or hearing the noise and smelling the fumes? You need to get the jet. Introducing the amazing water jet. It turns your ordinary garden hose into a super power washer. Get the high-pressure spraying force without the big expensive machine. Powerful enough to clean second-story windows, remove wasp nests from a safe distance, and reach under eaves without motors, gas, or electricity. Here's how it works. Water flows through the volume reduction chambers, where pressure builds until a powerful jet stream blasts through the precision-engineered solid brass tip. The stainless steel control valve easily regulates the water pressure and the force of the jet stream. And because of volume reduction, you'll use less water. It's your economical solution for those tough outdoor jobs. Blast grime and weeds off brick and paver driveways. Great for wood and aluminum siding, umbrellas and awnings. It attaches to any garden hose, so you can take it along boating and camping. The 30-inch wand easily reaches into tight spots, and it's built to last with heavy-gauge aluminum, stainless steel, and solid brass. The amazing water jet is only $19.95. We promise that you'll be thrilled with the way it performs or your money back. But if you order now through this special TV offer, as a bonus, you'll receive the solid brass fan tip that creates a powerful fan-shaped spray. Use it as a sweeping water broom for wood decks and docks, patios, and pool decks. Easily clean pool filters, scour away mold, wash cars and trucks, scrub dirty truck beds squeaky clean, dial back the pressure to gently water delicate flowers, vegetable gardens, and so much more. One tool that does it all. Call now to get the jet.
To order water jet for $19.95 plus $7.95 shipping and handling, you can call 1-800-360-8794. That's 1-800-360-8794. Order today and get the fan tip for free. Must be 18 or older to order. You can call 1-800-360-8794.
Get in the driver's seat with the fastest sports cars in the world. The Acura Sports Car Challenge, tomorrow on NBC. Olympic phenom Usain Bolt and Tyson Gay return for the World Track and Field Championships next Saturday on NBC.
An upset here in the Hamiltonian Oaks decided by a photo finish, and Broadway Schooner just nipping, Raising Rachel to come away with the win. The 6-1 choice returning 1460. Elusive Desire, the favorite at race time, coming in third. Let's go down to Ken now with the winner.
With winning driver Brian Sears, his fourth win of the day and his first Hambletonian Oaks. We all thought the 2 won there. Did you think you won?
Actually, I congratulated Jack after the wire. I said, nice job, and I got goosebumps when the 4 came up.
This was just a game effort off that blowout win in her elimination. What were you thinking top of the stretch?
Well, I kind of got stuck first over. I thought Jack would pull, and I said, well, she's hanging in their real game, and they weren't really swarming in on her too quick. So, I was pleased with the effort, and I was going to be happy being second, but I knew it was tight, and I'm just so happy that it ended up on top.
Absolutely. It seems like it's your day of destiny, and you're looking to become the first driver to win the Oaks and the Hamiltonian on the same day. Congratulations with this one.
Thank you very much.
All right, Brian Sears, winning driver here with Broadway Schooner.
We'll see him with Muscle Hill later, and there you see how close it is. A 4 on the outside, Broadway Schooner getting the win, and even the winning driver wasn't sure at the time. Now, for more news, let's go back over to New York. Jimmy Roberts in the U.S. Bank NBC Sports Report.
Welcome to the U.S. Bank NBC Sports Report. Here's your host, Jimmy Roberts.
Hi there, welcome to our New York studio. Back to the Hambletonian in just a moment. A reminder, coming up at 4:30 Eastern, it's beach volleyball, the AVP Croc Slam Hermosa Beach Open. But first, some other sports news, starting with baseball and a classic pitchers duel last night in the Bronx. Red Sox and the Yankees, and in most parts of the country, highlights not available on your late local news, and with good reason. Red Sox starter Josh Beckett, 7 strong innings, 4 hits, 7 strikeouts, including Nick Switcher here in the 5th. Meanwhile, New York's A.J. Burnett, impressive 2 7 2/3, giving up just 1 hit. Here gets Jason Varitek in the 7th, one of 6 strikeouts on the evening for him. No score after 9. They went to extras, bottom 14th, man on second. Eric Hinsky scorches one, but J.D. Drew, the game-saving catch. Hinsky can't believe it, but this one is headed to the 15th. And Boston's 8th pitcher, Junichi Tazawa, his major league debut, and welcome to the majors, said A-Rod. His 9th career walk-off, first dinger in 72 at-bats, and the Yankees win. Meanwhile, earlier today, Boston's David Ortiz, one of those reportedly on the list of those 104 players who were said to have tested positive for steroids in 2003. Big Papi offered his version of the events.
Like I say, you know, I'm not here to make any excuses or anything. I really I use a lot of supplements and vitamins, and even I have companies sending me supplements and things back in then, but I never use or buy any steroids.
To make up your own mind. Time now for our U.S. Bank Serving You snapshot. We recognize those in sports who give back to the community, those who serve. Today's recipient, the Philadelphia Phillies organization, for the classy way it honored Hall of Fame broadcaster Harry Kalas last night. Kalas passed away earlier this season after 39 years of calling Philly games. The team inducted Kalas into its Wall of Fame, bringing back legendary players for the honors. So for that, we recognize the Phillies for serving you. We'll see you a little bit later. Right now, back to the Meadowlands for the Hambletonian right after these messages.
This has been the U.S. Bank NBC Sports Report. U.S. Bank, all of us serving you.
Hey, can you turn up the TV for me, please?
For less than 35 cents a day, Guaranteed Acceptance Life Insurance is available to people ages 50 to 85 through the Colonial Penn program. There's no medical exam and no health questions. Acceptance is guaranteed. You cannot be turned down because of your health.
That's the commercial I was talking about.
Oh, that one. For Guaranteed Acceptance Life Insurance through the Colonial Penn program.
Is it really guaranteed?
It sure is. I have it. I called, got the free information, and got the coverage. They make it easy.
Less than 35 cents a day. That's less than the cost of a daily newspaper. Your rate is locked in. It can never go up. Your coverage can never be canceled as long as you pay your premiums. Guaranteed. So pick up the phone and call now. You'll be glad you did.
Call 1-800-540-0585 for free information and free handy guide to Social Security. There's no risk or obligation. Call 1-800-540-0585 now.
Hi, may I help you?
We're shopping for car insurance, and our friend said we should start here.
Good friends. We compare our Progressive Direct rates apples to apples against other top companies to help you get the best price.
How do you do that?
With a touch of this button.
Can I try that? Hey. Wow.
Good luck getting your remote back.
It's all right. I love this channel.
Shopping less and saving more. Now that's Progressive. Call or click today.
Beat one ace and win $40,000. Beat another and win $200,000. Beat a third ace and you're an instant millionaire.
Not a bad day's work.
But there are no second chances. Lose once.
Lose everything.
Face the Ace, hosted by Steve Sharippa. Tonight at 9 p.m. only on NBC.
Welcome back to the Meadowlands as we get ready for the 84th edition of the Hambletonian with a record purse of over $1.5 million. And just a few moments ago, on the outside, as we look one more time at this photo finish, one of the tightest in the history of the Hamiltonian Oaks, Broadway Schooner defeating Raising Rachel by that much. And we heard in the interview that Brian Sears, the winning driver, actually congratulated the other driver, thinking that he had lost the race by that much. And we had our own Donna Brothers out there, and we were all trying to sort everything out. We got that now, a mild upset, the 6-1 Broadway Schooner winning, as we get ready now for the Hambletonian, where Muscle Hill just continues to flex. He is now 2-5, the overwhelming choice to try to win for the 13th time in a row and solidify his place in history. It has been all Muscle Hill this year. And recently we talked to the man, trainer Greg Peck, on how he got him to this point.
I've been making this drive to White Birch for probably about 3 years now, and I make 5-6 days a week. Well, Muscle Hill is getting ready for his daily exercise. Ever since I was a kid, you tend to some horses, so you feed them, make sure they have their breakfast before you have yours. I grew up in the town of Sydney Mines, Nova Scotia. If you look at the roots of where I've come from, it is quite rich in horses, and that's what I've always wanted to do. The big difference is the purse structure. $1,000 would be probably the top purse. Now, if you look at the Hamiltonian, On Saturday, it's $1,533,000. For me to come here and have the favorite for the Hambletonian is so statistically improbable that it's really a dream come true.
And here comes Muscle Hill, who's charging hard on the outside. Muscle Hill, who's taking the lead, and he's drawing clear. Muscle Hill heads to the Hambo as the horse to beat.
Qualities of Muscle Hill that makes him such a great horse, A, is speed and determination. He wants to get to the wire first. He knows what I want him to do. He knows where I want him to be. He's like the athlete who puts himself in position to catch that pass, shoot that puck better. That's what he does. To be in the Hamiltonian, to have the favorite, to have what a lot of experts say is one of the greatest trotters of all time, is really a dream come true.
Everything has gone well for Greg Peck so far. He could be just minutes away from winning the 13th time in a row and taking the Hambletonian. And Gary, he's not made any bad steps at all so far.
This could be an incredible day for both Greg Peck and Brian Sears. Sears, second 3 times in the Oaks, wins it today, looking to become the first driver ever to win the Oaks and the Hambo in the same day. Greg Peck, who won the Peter Houghton last year, usually provides the winner book favorite for the Hambletonian, won it earlier today as well. This is an incredible day for Greg Peck so far, and if he and Sears team up with Muscle Hill, I mean, forget it. That's over the top.
The second choice right now, a distant second choice at that, at around 5-1, is Explosive Matter. And Explosive Matter, a winner of his elimination of the Hambletonian. But it was so bizarre how he got to the winner's circle.
Well, the crowd today shouldn't bother him at all. He's a real cool customer. The day before his Hambletonian elimination, he's coming back from a routine swimming session at a farm in Cream Ridge, New Jersey. The van that he's in or traveling in has to swerve to avoid another vehicle on a very narrow road. The trailer turns over in the ditch. It's at a 45-degree angle. It takes an hour to get Explosive Matter and another horse out of the trailer, but guess what? The horse was fine, reacted fine, comes back the next night, and is spectacular in his Hambo elimination.
And Ken is standing by with the trainer. Ken.
Thanks very much. The hottest trainer at the Meadowlands right now. He won 3 races Friday night. Noel Daly. This horse has been through a lot. Some sickness, shoeing adjustments, that trailer accident. How was his week?
Yeah, I had a very uneventful week this week, thank goodness. Attitude's really good. He seems right on cue. You know, I just hope he has a good day. If he has a good day, you know, we've got a good shot in here.
Absolutely. He's been grabbing the track with that shoeing adjustment?
Yeah, that seemed to work with him. You know, everything's been good. This has been a really good week.
How do you beat Muscle Hill?
Yeah, I've always thought we were fast enough. You know, we get to see tonight. I just, you know, so I hope he has a good day. If we get beaten on our merits, I don't mind.
Best of luck.
Thank you.
All right, looking to become the first down under trainer to win the Hambletonian, Noel Daly.
Fourth Hambletonian.
Do you have enough room in your closet? Crowded closets mean wrinkled clothes. Introducing Wonder Hanger, the perfect space-saving solution designed to instantly triple your closet space. Place up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 garments in the open slots. Lift and release jackets, shirts, pants. No more crowded mess. Wonder Hanger is guaranteed to triple your closet space for neat, wrinkle-free, perfectly organized clothes. Go from this to this. Purses are a pain to store, but Wonder Hanger neatly organizes all your purses. These old-fashioned rings get stuck, but Wonder Hanger's patent-pending open-mouth design lets you easily add or remove your clothes. It fits wood, metal, or plastic hangers. Wonder Hanger can support a 20-pound weight. It's strong enough for 5 heavy winter coats. It's the ultimate space saver for any size closet. Great for dorms, apartments, or downsizing. Now get 5 Wonder Hangers, enough for 25 garments. Through the special TV offer, you'll get 2 amazing Bend-A-Hangers. Watch, bend them up so silky tops won't slip. Bend them down to eliminate shoulder bumps. Silky, delicate slip to the floor. But Bend-A-Hangers lock clothes in place. Ideal for kids' clothing. The airflow foam dries clothes faster. There's more. You'll also get the all-new stick-up light with 5 LED ultra-bright lights for instant closet lighting. Absolutely free. You get it all just $9.99. We're not through yet. Call now and we'll double your order. And we'll send you a second set absolutely free. Just pay separate processing and handling. That's a total of 10 Wonder Hangers and up for 50 garments, 4 Benda hangers and 2 stick-up lights, a $50 value, just $9.99. Save space and organize your entire closet with Wonder Hangers.
To order your complete set of Wonder Hangers for $9.99 plus $15.90 processing and handling, call 1-800-943-0717. That's 1-800-943-0717. Must be 18 or older to call.
Back at the Meadowlands, 16 minutes away from the Hambletonian. And coming into this, every family loves to have their picture taken. They would love to, the Miller family, have theirs taken in just a few moments in the winner's circle. With more on their story, the trainer and driver of the Chancellor, let's go to our own Donna Brothers.
Love and marriage, as the song claims, go together like a horse and carriage. Julie and Andy Miller prove that every day.
Love and marriage, go together like a horse and carriage. This I tell ya, brother, you can't have one without the other.
At the Illinois County Fairs, we were both driving in a race together. That's actually the first time we ever met, and obviously I thought he was the kind of handsome guy, so we decided, once we got married, to kind of specialize, where Andy would, drive in the evenings. I would try to always go to the barn and train him in the morning. It's kind of like if I'm working in the mornings, he would watch the kids, and then, when he's racing at night, I would have the kids, and it just seemed to work out real well. And they both love the horses and enjoy coming to the barn, so it's kind of a family business. Not just a husband and wife, but with the children too. I think we've been doing this for 10 years now. Trainer, driver, wife, husband, team combo, and to get a horse that's kind of maybe having some issues and then bringing him back and doing this today is like such an accomplishment. And look, right now it looks like we probably can't get to the 3, but if we beat the 4, I'll be happy because then you passed the horse. Right there, he looks super.
Either one of us doesn't really make the final decisions. We just talk it over and work it out, try and decide what's best for the horse.
So if Andy comes in off the race and says, man, I think this horse would be more relaxed with earplugs, well, I'm going to do that. If we do, by luck, get a check or possibly win it, that would be a great dream.
Speaking of a check, if you get the biggest check, how do you guys split it?
I get it.
That's the tough part. She wants it, I take it.
Julie is third in the training standings here at the Meadowlands. Andy is fourth in the driving standings, and earlier today they tied an all-age world record, 150-1. Already a big day for the Millers. What a huge day it would be if they can upset Muscle Hill. We get ready for the Hambletonian coming up.
In an emergency, 99% of people run from danger. These are the people that run directly into it.
I love my job.
We're working on everything we can to save your boy.
Trauma. This fall on NBC.
Welcome back to the Meadowlands as we get ready for the richest harness race in the world. Over $1.5 million in purses for this, the 84th edition of the Hambletonian. And there is the star of the show, was second in his debut last year over this track. He has reeled off 12 straight. Muscle Hill, as you hear the applause from this crowd approaching 30,000 today as he makes his way out of the paddock in explosive manner, standing right behind him. Muscle Hill, one of those that we talked about earlier. Every horse that wins this race goes into the history books. He could be taking a step closer to greatness as he comes now out onto the track. Number one, Muscle Hill, the odds-on favorite here, driven by a man who's already won today in Brian Sears.
Kenny, two different racing styles in his last couple of wins, both very impressive. From the rail today, I think Brian Sears will look to protect his inside position and will try to leave little doubt as to who is the best somewhere between the opening quarter and the half-mile pole.
Explosive Matter, a winner of his Hambo elimination. His driver, Ron Pierce, has won this race twice.
And he was, in fact, really explosive when it mattered in his Hambo Elim, going a big second quarter and winning in 152.3, same clocking as Muscle Hill's Elim victory. I don't think he'll let the favorite get too far out of his sight.
Number three, Symphonic Hanover. His trainer, Jonas Zerison, also has another horse in this race. David Miller is in the bike.
Yeah, and the first of a very solid 1-2 punch for Swedish trainer Jonas Zernisson. He made a break and wasn't 100% in the Dickerson Cup last month, but came back with a strong mile on his Hambo Elim at 15-1. Driver David Miller believes that we have not seen the best from him yet. Maybe today.
Here's the other Zernisson trainee, number four, Hotshot Blue Chip. He's driven by four-time Hambletonian winner, one of the greats in Mike LaChance.
Yeah, he's a Hall of Famer, Mike LaChance. He's won the 4 Hambos. He said this about this colt in this year's Hambo. He's a tough horse to drive. He's no fun, but he's very, very fast as you can get. He's the other horse in here for trainer Jonas Zernisson, who says a lot of his colt's issues have to do with immaturity.
Number 5, Triumphant Caviar. Luke Willett, over 8,000 wins in his career, virtually everything but the Hambletonian. This is the first Hambletonian for trainer Chris Beaver.
A surprisingly good second to Hambo favorite Muscle Hill in his Elim last week at odds of 26-1. Driver Luke Willett has been on 5 Hambletonian finals. He owns part of this one.
Driving legend John Campbell, he's won this race a record 6 times. He picks up Cal Chip's Brute.
And you know what? If you're looking for an angle for this race, Campbell's 6 Hambletonian wins. He's driving number 6 today. That's the best I can do for you. Nice horse on the New York Sire Stakes circuit, but not here, not today.
Number 7 is Rainsman Hanover.
Along with Cal Chip's Brute, a pair of Hambletonian finalists for trainer Tron Smedshammer, who won Trotting's Triple Crown in 2004 with Winsong's Legacy with Smedshammer driving, which means he won the Hambletonian as well. But Tron admitted he doesn't have that kind of stock this year.
Number 8, the Chancellor. We met the trainer and driver, Andy, and his wife, Julie Miller. Third to Muscle Hill in the elimination.
And second to the favorite in the New Jersey Sire Stakes final in June, appears to have benefited from a shoeing change and an aggressive drive from Andy Miller in the Elim.
Federal Flex had a 5-race win streak snapped in the elimination. Jody Jameson in the bike.
His Hamiltonian Elim marked the first loss of the season for this colt. I spoke to Jody earlier and I asked him how his colt was doing. He said he's better this week, but that's about all he said.
And on the outside, number 10 is Judge Joe, driven by D.R. Ackerman, trained by his Hall of Fame father, 82-year-old Doug.
And the last time the Ackermans had a horse in the Hamiltonian final, 2006, they also drew the 10 hole. That's what you call being behind the 8 ball. And even though they had post position 10 back in 2006, Chocolatier actually managed to finish second that year.
A field of 10 for this year's Hambletonian. Muscle Hill, the overwhelming favorite right now. Now for more, let's go out on the track to Donna.
Well, earlier I had a chance to talk to Jonas Zernisson about Hotshot Blue Chip. This is a horse that you'll see has an awful lot of equipment on his head. He runs with pretty much blinkers that keep him from seeing anything except for what's right in front of him. He has a very strong bridle on. And Jonas said it's not that he's a bad actor. He said if I had to compare him to something the layman would understand, he's like a 10-year-old kid with attention deficit disorder. He said it just is really hard to keep him focused, and it's really easy for him to lose his focus. And when he loses his focus, he breaks stride, which obviously is not going to help him win any races, Ken, Gary.
And we take a look now at Muscle Hill, trying to duplicate what his sire Muscles Yankee did here in 1998. Win the Hambletonian.
Sorry, excuse me. Talk about duplicating the 2 seasons, 2007 Donato Hanover, 2008 Dewey Cheatham and Howe, both 2-year-old champions coming back to win the Hambletonian. So Muscle Hill looking to do that for the 3rd consecutive year. And a matter of fact, his career path is identical to that of Donato Hanover, who won this race in 2007 and went on to Trotter of the Year honors after losing their first career starts. Both colts won 8 of 9 at 2 and were undefeated in 4 starts heading into the Hamiltonian final, and they prepped only at the Meadowlands for this race.
He has prepped, he has got muscles ready to flex once again, and Ken is standing by with the trainer.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, Greg Peck, trainer of Muscle Hill. Holiday Road won earlier today with the Peter Houghton, so you get to dream again for next year. But how did this horse do this week? How was his week, and how is he coming into the race?
He had a great week. He warmed up well. He's nice and calm. It's all up to the gods and Brian Sears, and let's just see what happens today. But I have a sense of confidence in him today.
Why did you choose the rail as your post position?
Because I felt that I do like the rail. For 2 reasons. One, I'd like to be inside the other elimination winners. And second of all, when you don't pick the rail, you're giving somebody else an added chance of getting the rail. So instead of them drawing 10, maybe they draw 1, and that's a big edge.
All right, spoken well from a guy who's teaching media studies, and he is, of course, a great trainer as well in his track. Good luck to you, Greg Peck.
Thank you, Ken.
So we'll see if Peck's strategy pays off. If #1 post position will keep Muscle Hill #1, the huge favorite in the Hamiltonian, we approach the race.
Where would you go next if you had a hover-round power chair? The Statue of Liberty? The Grand Canyon? It's all possible with a hover-round.
Hi, I'm Tom Cruise, inventor and founder of Hover-Round. When we say you're free to see the world, we mean it.
Call today and get a free Hover-Round information kit that includes a video and full color brochure.
It's by far the best chair I've ever owned.
And if you qualify, get it for little or no money.
No cost, absolutely no cost to me.
Breaking news. When you call today, we'll include a free Hover-Round collapsible grabber with the purchase of your power chair. It reaches, it grabs, it's collapsible, and it's portable. It goes wherever you go. Get it free while supplies last.
Declare your independence. Call now. You'll be glad you did.
Call 1-800-478-9817 to get your free video, brochure, and your free Hover-Round collapsible grabber. 1-800-478-9817. That's 1-800-478-9817.
More cash over here.
It's much easier to find money at Esurance. Great auto insurance rates and lots of discounts.
Got insurance already? Save more with Esurance's Switch and Save discount.
It also pays to shop online. You get Esurance's Fast 5 discount just for getting an instant online quote.
Thanks, Professor.
Don't forget the good student discount.
And there's even more discounts.
It's no secret that you can save hundreds with Esurance.
Make it your mission to click or call Esurance today.
Volleyball's best hit the beach in America's favorite summertime sport, the AVP Hermosa Beach Open. Next on NBC.
A relentless drive to the wire. Park Avenue Joe, Probe, here's the finish. Too close to call.
The only dead heat in the history of the Hambletonian happened 20 years ago between Park Avenue Joe and Probe. And here it is commemorated in what is a collector's item, the 1990 program, showing that race. And even then, you're nose to nose, you cannot tell them apart. That was the dead heat, the only one. We almost had one earlier here in the Hamiltonian Oaks that was won by about that much, so close that it was difficult to figure out exactly who was going to win. Even the winning driver told us that he got a little confused at the end, and that's how close it was for Brian Sears, who's already won the Oaks, and he's trying for the double now on Muscle Hill. Gary, back to Muscle Hill. Unlike those dead heats and those nose finishes that we've had, he is such an overwhelming choice. Can you think of a Hambletonian where someone has been this big of a favorite?
Well, I know that Dewey, Cheatham, and Howe and Donato Hanover the last couple of years have been heavily favored. But I might have to go back to 1999 for Meadowlands Hambletonians, where Self-Possessed was seen as a huge favorite that year. There were other talented colts in the field, but he basically stood above them, and he did, in fact, set the stakes and track record 151-3 that particular year, 1999. Hambletonian victorious for Mike LaChance and Ron Gerfine, both Hall of Famers.
Well, the only one that's getting any interest right now is Explosive Matter, who is the number 2 choice. And Explosive Matter with, as we take a look now at the rest of the horses out there, including number 9, Federal Flex. There's a horse, do you think about that last race as not being one to really dwell on because he was on such a hot streak prior to losing, yet he is 27-1, so some people are taking that to heart.
Well, first of all, the outside post position here makes it extremely difficult for him, and after seeing the Hambletonian elimination last week, his trainer Jeff Gillis says they thought that he tied up, and I know I mentioned that earlier. Think of a professional athlete, a lot of muscle exertion, and the muscles cramp up, and that is what probably happened to Federal Flex in his Hambo Elim last week, according to Jeff Gillis. Will he be better this week? Obviously, they hope so, but he's going to have to deal with post position number 9 against the Elim winners to his inside.
And on top of that, dealing with post position number 10, one of the real long shots here, 50-1, Judge Joe.
Judge Joe for the Ackermans, as we mentioned earlier on, left sharply in his Hambletonian elimination. He got the lead. Brian Sears was able to get Cal Chips Brute into the final because he said that D.R. Ackerman driving Judge Joe was kind of on a mission to get the lead, had the lead. Brian Sears was able to get a wonderful pylon trip, and when things started to fall apart last week for Federal Flex, Cal Chips Brute was one of the horses that was able to pick up the pieces. I mean, he's in a tough spot here. The Ackermans will tell you that he's got a wonderful disposition, does Judge Joe, but not the talent of Chocolatier, their Hambo entry in 2006.
Symphonic Hanover, the number 3 horse, David Miller drives at 20-1 currently.
One of 2 in here for Jonas Zernissen, and he is partly owned by Per Eriksson, who won 3 Hambletonians here in America when he was training in the States with Practice, with Giant Victory, and also the following year with Alf Polima. My guess is he gave some advice to his protege before the race today.
Muscle Hill will try to flex once again, the 1-5 favorite now to make it 13 in a row. With the call of the Hambletonian, let's go to Sam McKee.
It's the ultimate trophy to win, the ultimate goal of everyone in harness racing, America's Trotting Classic, the $1.5 million Hambletonian. Early strategy, pace, and position in the first turn could tell the tale between favorites Muscle Hill and his main danger, Explosive Manner. They're at the post for the Hambletonian, and here they come. And they're off, and there goes the Chancellor from the outside. Federal Flex caught just a bit wide early, and Muscle Hill protects that rail position, striding out to the top. Explosive Matter is right there racing in second and drops in behind him. Hotshot Blue Chip is off stride. Hotshot Blue Chip jumped it off in the opening turn. Symphonic Hanover lines up on the inside in third. Then it's 2 lengths to Triumphant Caviar. The Chancellor backed off his leave attempt. He's parked out on the outside. Cal Chips Brute is moving up 6th at the rail. Federal Flex stuck behind the Chancellor. The quarter is on the board at 27-1. Racing in 8th is Rainsman Hanover. Judge Joe backed off the gate. He's 9th on the back stretch, and a costly break by Hotshot Blue Chip, who trails the field. So Muscle Hill is in control, and Explosive Matter drafts right in behind for that perfect trip. And these 2 have a bit of separation on Symphonic Hanover, is 2 lengths further back in third. Triumphant Caviar content to track the top trio in 4th. The Chancellor on the outside 5th. Cal Chips Brute is 6th to his inside, 55 seconds for the half-mile marker. So Muscle Hill yet to see any pressure as they head onto the far turn. Explosive Matter waiting as long as possible is right there, a tighter second. Symphonican over third. Here comes Triumphant Caviar. He's first over on the outside, about 4 lengths from the lead. Cal Chips Brood is locked in on the inside. Then the Chancellor and Federal Flex third over, and Muscle Hill opens up to a 2-length lead. Explosive Matter looking to trot with him in second as they come past 3/4, 1:23 flat. Muscle Hill looking to take him all the way at the top of the stretch. Explosive Matter now with 2.5 lengths to make up is chasing in second, 1/8 of a mile from the wire, and it is Muscle Hill who's striding clear for Brian Sears. Explosive Matter is racing in second, Symphonican over third, Muscle Hill drawing away with every stride. Operation Hambletonian complete! It's Muscle Hill, 150-1, equaling the world record.
On the Muscle and King of the Hill. What a performance today for Muscle Hill, winning his 13th straight, solidifying his greatness in taking the 84th Hambletonian.
Kenny, it couldn't have worked out any differently. And there's a look at winning trainer Greg Peck. What a day for him.
Cheer up, Greg. It's okay now.
Now you can smile, Greg. He wins the Peter Houghton for the 2-year-old trotting colt, so he's got the Winter Book favorite for next year's Hambletonian. And today, he wins the Hamiltonian with, to me, one of the greatest trotters of the last quarter of a century. And I know Brian just kind of laid the whip on his rear end there, but all he did was that. This horse was well within himself at 150-1, equaling the world record that was also equaled earlier today by Lucky Jim.
Well, Brian Sears was in a photo to win the Oaks. He had no worries about it this time. He was clear. I think Donna Brothers is the only one close to him. Donna?
Brian, I sure appreciate you not making it such a close call this time for me. It was really hard to tell in the Oaks, but you clearly won the Hambletonian. You're the first driver to ever win the Hambo Oaks and the Hambletonian, and this is your first Hambletonian. I mean, how amazing.
Yeah, it's very humbling, you know, to win such prestigious races on a day like today. You know, I couldn't be happier.
Well, you've had a pretty amazing 6 years, but a Hambletonian win is really sort of the crowning jewel. Does this kind of feel like an omission on your resume has been filled?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, a lot of people have always mentioned that I haven't won the Hambo and the Hamiltonian Oaks, been runner-up a few times in the Hamiltonian Oaks, but you know, I knew I had the horse this year to get it done, and I never had any doubt, really, in the confidence that I have in this horse.
Speaking of that, you decided to go ahead from that 1 post position and leave and go straight to the lead. They weren't soft fractions, 27-1 for the first quarter. Were you confident throughout?
Yeah, this horse had just been waiting for me to call on him. I knew he was sitting on a big one, and he didn't let me down.
This gives trainer Gregory Peck, or Greg Peck, also his first Hambletonian win. What's it mean to get that for him?
You know, he's a great guy. He's done a great job. He won the Peter Houghton this afternoon also. It's just amazing the year he's having.
Amazing the year you're having, too.
Yeah, it is a dream, that's for sure.
Congratulations. Go celebrate.
Thank you, Donna. What a performance today. Brian Sears, like clockwork with Muscle Hill, and perhaps his most impressive victory yet on the biggest stage, the biggest day of harness racing, the Hambletonian, Muscle Hill, all by himself. And Greg Peck, who had been reserved, well, not cheering as much as his kids, but we'll talk to him when he comes back.
In this box is what I need to control my diabetes, to stay healthy, and get on with my life. It comes from Liberty Medical. And now, it's not only where I get my diabetes testing supplies, but it's where I get my prescription drugs as well. See, if you're on Medicare, the cost of your diabetes testing supplies, as well as your prescription drugs, may be covered. Liberty takes care of all the paperwork with Medicare and sends the prescription forms directly to your doctor for approval. Then on your schedule, packs up this box and sends it right to your door with no charge for shipping.
Liberty assures you have everything you need to manage your diabetes, including most brand name meters. Call now and we'll send you a free meter, plus a free cookbook when you join.
Call Liberty. They can help you live a better life.
Call 1-800-813-3471. 1-800-813-3471.
And as a Progressive customer, you get to use any of our concierge claim centers.
So I can just drop off my car and you'll take care of everything?
Yep, even the rental.
What if I'm stuck at the office?
If you can't come to us, we'll come to you in one of our immediate response vehicles.
What if Mother won't let me drive?
Then you probably wouldn't have had an accident in the first place. And we're walking! And we're walking!
Making it all a bit easier. Now that's Progressive. Call or click today.
Jeff Winger knows community college.
So let's start with a robust definition of the outline as shown in Hengel's paper.
Nobody said you couldn't bring your own chair.
Mastering the BS degree.
Hey, can I copy your notes later? These things are so hard to write in.
Community, coming to Thursdays this fall on NBC.
Sunday night, the NFL is back on NBC, and a familiar face lands with a new team.
Get your popcorn ready.
Terrell Owens makes his debut with Buffalo.
Where's the Trio show right now?
Plus, celebrate the 50th anniversary of the AFL. The Bills take on the Titans in the Hall of Fame game.
In for the touchdown!
Sunday night, only on NBC.
In a familiar position, Muscle Hill on his way to the winner's circle for the 13th straight time. I don't know if it's been a sweeter trip than this, though. He's on his way to the Hambletonian winner's circle, tying a world record in winning convincingly. Explosive Matter, a distant second. Cowchips Brute finishing third. Greg Peck awaits to see his horse's name up there, the winning trainer, and there it is, 2009 Muscle Hill. They got it there quick, didn't they, Greg? Coming in, they already knew, though, that you were certainly the one to beat. You have been rather reserved. You didn't even cheer as much as your son when we saw you on camera right after they crossed the line.
Well, you know, you have to have composure, and even though you're inside, it was quite a feeling. And you know what, I just can't help but think of home. My father, Bernie, and my mother, Grace, and, you know, they gave me a great grounding. My father was great with trotters, and he was ahead of his time. So it's nice for them, it really is.
Even though Explosive Matter got the perfect pocket trip behind Muscle Hill, at what point in this race did you feel confident knowing that you were home free?
Midway around the last turn, I could see Ronnie tapping Explosive Matter, and I knew at that point, I know what Muscle Hill is like. When Brian steps on the gas, he is like that sports car that just goes into overdrive and does it easily.
What a day for you, Hamiltonian champion, and then Winter Book favorite for next year's Hamiltonian champion, Holiday Road.
It's humbling to think that, because when Holiday Road went...
Everything is perfect. Everything is perfect. And I have to interrupt you because we have to go down now for the Winner's Circle presentation. Greg will be there shortly. Let's go to Ken.
Thanks, guys. Here I'm having a party double R. You going to be around?
All right. All right, we apologize for the technical difficulties there, but as we take a look now at the trophy presentation.
That is one of the owners of Muscle Hill, that is Jerry Silva, who the last several years, and I'm going to go like the last decade or so, has owned some of the greatest harness horses in history, and now he owns another one. And certainly, Kenny, a horse that has to be stamped as one of the greatest trotters in at least a quarter of a century.
We talked earlier about this can be the race that certainly puts you in the history books, maybe puts a horse on his way to be mentioned among the all-time greats. Muscle Hill does it, tying a world record today. What a dominant performance by the horse that everyone expected to win. He delivered big. Muscle Hill, his 13th straight to win the 84th edition of the Hambletonian. And coming up next, it's America's favorite summertime sport, the women's final of the AVP Crocs Hermosa Beach Open, coming up next on NBC. Everyone came to cheer for Muscle Hill today. They do not leave disappointed as he wins the Hambletonian. For Gary Seibel, Donna Brothers, and Ken Workington, I'm Kenny Rice. Thanks for watching, everyone, and so long from the Meadowlands.